Hey Vishu, happy to be in this conversation with you, and I'm really very excited to be the part of the launch of your new YouTube channel, Visualism. And as the name sounds very different, it would be great if you can throw some light on choosing this name for all of us to relate to.
Yeah, thanks, Vaishali, for volunteering to be part of this conversation and as well the launch. And the name has two parts to it. I'll quickly put it on screen. And one, the literal meaning of the phrase itself, the privileging of vision over other means of sensory perception. And by masking the middle characters A and L, we are left with my short names suffixed with ism. And ism stands for a unique, distinctive philosophy or an ideology or a practice. I think these two interpretations is what I could resonate to convey what I want to through this channel.
Okay, great, great. That sounds too interesting and creative, Vishu. You have been writing, blogging, and your write-ups have been published in many external forums. If I'm not wrong, right? Like the
Yeah,
Elephant Journal, Biz Catalyst 360, Psychology Magazine, right?
yeah, yeah.
And many more. So, any reason to move on this different platform now?
Yeah, good question. I mean, see, we are living in a world where messaging is more important than the actual message. And that reminds me a quote by Aristotle that it is not sufficient for, what one ought to say. One should also know how to say it. And with learning taking new dimensions in the form of meta learning, as we all know, there is every need to consume knowledge in the most quickest and shortest form. And apart from these two aspects, I think these vlogs become another integral form of my outward expression. And that's how I put it.
Great, great, great. That make absolute sense to me, Vishu. So, in this channel, that our viewer can expect as a unique offering, if you can capsulize the Asians.
Sure. First of all, I don't think there is going to be anything unique because again, that reminds me a phrase from Bible. There is nothing new under the sun.
Right.
Yeah. So, the uniqueness is more of in the messaging than the message. And my purview of the life and the world around has always been, it should never be what it is. It should always be what it could be. Could be is a desired state, could be has the potential, and could be is a possibility. To give a sense of the difference between what it is and what it could be, I picked up a series of dichotomized bag of words, as we are seeing on the screen, what it is and what it could be. While we are not going to go through this exhaustive list at the moment, but our subsequent vlogs or discussions are going to revolve around some of these or most of these aspects. And I think that's where my thought process is.
Okay, great, great. This is really too exhaustive and overwhelming to consume, Vishu. We will try to absorb or look forward regarding the more detailed understanding in the vlogs which are coming into the future, right? But if you can summarize, however, if you can summarize this particular thing into a slogan, what would that?
Um, I think one's will to sustain integrity despite the human fallibility, and one's will to experience a transcendence despite the impermanence of life. And I think that's precise.
Oh, amazing, amazing. This is so deep and profound, I can say, Vishu. Uh, if before we can conclude this discussion, is there any core message or ideal one or some sort of mission statement that we want to drive our audience with?
Definitely. Maybe we can call it a mission statement because I don't believe in ideals.
Mhm.
That actually, I think rather than me conveying it differently, I think I picked up a quote by a German philosopher, Friedrich Nietzsche, in which he says, as I just put it on screen. So as we can see, the greatness of man, the concept of greatness is precisely in the range and multiplicity and in his wholeness in manifoldness. And the measure of a person according to him is about how much and how many things we could take upon us and how much we can extend the responsibility. And I think the specific callouts have been highlighted and underlined for everyone's convenience. And I think this is probably I find it more evolutionary in terms of this has been dated to back to 18th century, but still I find more relevance and profoundness in this. And Nietzsche holds the ideal of the strength of the will for any man, in terms of ideal. And also he coined a term called Übermensch. Übermensch in German means beyond man or over man, or the higher man, or a superman. I think we can talk about it in probably in one of our discussions about Übermensch. uh, I think that's about it.
Okay, great. This is too fascinating idea, I can say. Uh, I would tell you, I can say here is you never cease to surprise us with your knowledge. And
Oh,
thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much for this time. And we can't, wait to look forward for the series of the vlogs which are coming into the future. Looking forward to.
equally looking forward to, and it's my pleasure, Vaishali. Thank you so much for this
Thank you
time.
so much.